So this will be funny. I wonder if we'll get any viewers whatsoever. I wonder if we get any viewers whatsoever. This is a bit of a funny experiment. For people watching now or in the future, this is the old Pass the Turn channel. Andrew, you're still subscribed, you're still active, and you're still getting notifications that this channel exists, although I've changed it to Go Again Gaming Bazaar. I thought I was gonna do something with this channel, but I don't know if I am now. I'm just literally just testing this out to see if we get any viewers whatsoever, because I want to tell them to play Flesh and Blood instead, instead of Magic, because the community is just so much better. The game is so much better designed. For 1v1 at least, Flesh and Blood have picked up the pieces that Magic left behind with regards to the organised play scene, the community, the people around the game, the people that are making content, the people that are playing the game at high levels are all pretty sick people, pretty awesome people. And I've been very, very lucky to be involved in spoiler season for the Flesh and Blood new set as well. So I just wanted to see if anybody actually turned up for this stream and just make a very, very quick video to encourage people to go and check out my other channel, Go Again Gaming. Been going for about a year and a half now. Started it back in May 2020, about May 2021. So yeah, it's been about a year and a half now. So just wanted to sort of point people in that direction, wherever you might be out there watching this. I don't know whether people are watching this. Andrew, I know you're there because you've been there from the very beginning, even when we were actually uploading Past the Turn content. But this channel very much still exists. We never ever really did live streams on here. We started doing the Past the Turn. No, we didn't. No, yeah, we did. We did do Past the Turn podcast on here live. But even then, even when we were doing like Past the Turn podcasts and stuff, people weren't really tuning in for that. There wasn't really many people tuning in for the live streams for Past the Turn. So it just goes to show that I think the Magic side of it, the community side of it, is just dying out, and the FAB community is just high above the rest. It really is. And I played a game of Magic the other day, to be honest. I played a Commander game with the Warhammer 40k decks. So I do have the Tyranids one, which was pretty cool. I did enjoy it. It was quite good. But yeah, I just don't really play Magic anymore. The people that I used to play with, the people that are in the videos, don't really see them to play Magic. I don't even really see them much, to be honest, because life gets in the way. So you know, the friends that we used to have in my play group, we all exclusively played Commander. Just don't see them as much as potentially I would like to. I'm very, very busy nowadays with this other channel, which you can see in the title here, the Go Again Gaming channel. But I changed the name of this channel as well to Go Again Gaming Bazaar, because I thought it would be somewhere where I could post other content rather than clog up my Go Again Gaming channel with other content. If I wanted to do it, this is what this could be. But it just goes to show that it's pretty much a dead channel, because there's no viewers in there apart from Andrew, of course, who's just coming over to support me in this sort of off the cuff thing that I'm just doing on this channel. But yeah, as Andrew's saying here, too many fish in the Magic the Gathering pool, bigger pool, but far more people competing for attention. Yeah, exactly. Whereas FAB at the moment is just thriving. There's loads of different sort of corners of the sort of content creation space that's still yet to be explored as well. I've sort of carved out a nice little space of the community just speaking about and playing and explaining all the good things about Azalea, the Ranger, the original Ranger of Flesh and Blood. And that's what people... Oh, shit. That's what people come to the channel now for, is like content for Azalea players, for Flesh and Blood players that want to play Ranger. New people have come from Magic to Flesh and Blood recently as a result of the Professor's video on FAB has 2 years left. 2 years left until it's been around for half a fucking decade. It's here to stay. You can see the growth stats. It's ridiculous. The game is blowing up massively. Andrew, you're saying FAB people are ravenous rabble looking to get their FAB itch fixed. Yeah, they are. They are ravenous rabbles. All of us. We're all itching to get the thing fixed. And it's a great time to come into the game as well, because there's a lot of cool things around the corner, and there's a lot of opportunity to play that there wasn't before, because I don't even have a game store near me that plays FAB. But what I can do now is I can play using Talishar Online. It's not as great as playing in the Flesh and Blood, through, and supporting your local game store and all that stuff. But some of us don't have that ability. So Talishar came along. It allowed people like me to just chill out with the audience that find me entertaining. For what reason, I don't know. But yeah, Talishar is a great way to learn the game now. I'm about to release a video on how to play using the Ranger character, the Azalea character. So yeah, if you're watching this now in the future, if you stumble across this video and you are somehow subscribed to Past the Turn or this channel, I can see that people are still subscribing to this channel. People are dropping off, but people are still subscribing to this channel, because there are a few videos on here that are still in the YouTube algorithm, like the bloody Forge thing. It's got like 14,000 views or something on it, because it was a great piece of software that you could use for Magic to test against AI opponents. It was a great tool that we used to use a lot back in the day, me and Josh and Troy and that. Maybe not Troy so much, but me and Josh used Forge a lot. I mean, Magic was a massive part of my life, really, and it's kind of made me who I am today. But it's made me realise that the sort of corporation behind Magic is now just a constant stream of products that you just cannot keep up with. And James White said, James White is the creator of Flesh and Blood. The sort of genesis of Flesh and Blood is James White. Fantastic guy. I met him, and obviously he's the one that allowed me to spoil the fucking new Ranger bow that they gave us in for Go Again Gaming. Which was fantastic. So yeah, James, in the recent Tolarian Community College video, James keeps reiterating that you need time to sort of digest and take in the products that are being laid to us in TCGs. You need time to be able to take it in and digest it. With Magic, it's just a constant, perpetual bloody spoiler season. There's new cards every day, it seems, with Magic, whether that's their original characters or just not Disney characters, but you know what I'm talking about, IPs and stuff coming into the game, and some of them work, like the Warhammer 40k decks. These things are great, and they will cater and they will sort of appeal to a lot of people. But some of them, it's just hard to keep up with everything in Magic now, which is why I'm just like, nah, CBA, can't be asked with it. And I'll try and get a Commander game in every now and again using Spell Table. I used Spell Table the other day. It was cool, but it just makes me want to play FAB these days. The play patterns and the things you can do is just a lot better, a lot more consistent. And you can play the deck the way you want. It's less variance. It is very, very good. But I just wanted to come on and just say, if people are watching this, which they're not, we've got 0 viewers. It's very much a dead channel now. But you don't expect anything from this channel going forward. It is very much just a shell of what it used to be. Still very much some sick videos that we did, still on the channel, still out there in the aether that you can go and watch with regards to Magic the Gathering content and EDH games and stuff that I spent way too much time on. for what we got back for it. But yeah, very, very close to approaching 1,000 subscribers on Go Again Gaming. So if you're watching this now in the future, click the little @Go Again Gaming. You'll be notified to go there. You won't be notified, but you'll be redirected per se to go there. But yeah, that's pretty much it really. I just wanted to see if anyone actually wanted to tune into this, but it seems like it's not. Obviously, we got Andrew, the OG, who's been with us for a long time, and is an avid member of the Go Again Gaming community as well. But yeah, it just seems like Magic is dead. This channel is dead. Nobody's interested in what I have to say right now. So fuck it. That's pretty much the experiment. I just wanted to see and post one last video on here to see if we can try and migrate some Magic the Gathering players over to Flesh and Blood, over to Go Again Gaming. But we'll see if we get anything, but we probably won't. Let's be honest. But that's it really. I don't really know why I did this. I don't know why. Just a weird experiment. Feels like we need to pour one out for the old channel. Yeah, it was a fun time. It was a fun time while it lasted. We had some good ideas, like the visiting the game store series. That sort of carried over to Go Again Gaming as well, really. And still trying to line up some stores for season 2 of that as well next year. I think I've got 2 on board so far. So I'm still looking to do a few others as well for season 2 of that and next year. But yeah, I haven't got an alcoholic drink. I've just got basically a soft drink today with lemons in it. Pretty much drunk it all. I deserve like a sugary soft drink after today, because I walked to and from work today, which was about 12 miles I walked today. And it rained a lot in England today as well, so it was pissing down with rain. Got very, very wet on the way back, but it was good fun. Andrew, you're saying you're still at the office, so no beer yet. That's a shame. What was it? 5 hours behind. So what time is it? What, 4-ish? 4-ish in the afternoon there for you, EST. But yeah, it's pretty much just a chat between me and Andrew right now. But I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. Just wanted to give it one last push from this channel past the turn, or Go Again Gaming Bazaar as what it was going to be. I was going to post things like on here, like Magic the Gathering hot takes and like Final Fantasy stuff and other games and stuff if I wanted to do that, or if I wanted to have a platform where I could just put my thoughts on a page. This could have been it. But the amount of time that I'm putting into the Flesh and Blood scene at the moment and the community around that, and because the company has treated its content creators so well, myself included, I just can't really put any more time into any other games right now, unfortunately. So that's pretty much it. I've still got loads of products. I've still got like 9 commander decks. I would stand up, but I'm sat in my pants, so you probably wouldn't want to see that. But I've got quite a few commander decks up there still. Obviously got the Warhammer 40k one. Just looking at it now, I've got obviously Slyn Voda, the Levians, Krakens, Octopuses and Serpents tribal. I've got the Brokos sort of $50 mutate deck, which is quite good. We got the couple of precons. We got the Adrix and Nev one, the Strixhaven one, as well as the Coven Counters, which is like a fucking £25 commander deck, really cheap. Warhammer 40k deck. We've got Bosch Iron Golem or Doretti as like an artifact, mono red sort of style recursion artifact deck. We got Ataka World Render, red and green Gruul Dragons. Again, a lot of these decks are really, really outdated, so they're nowhere near as optimized as what EDH is nowadays. We've got Malfagor, which is obviously the Demon Dragon, one of my favourite decks. But I think there is a deck tech on this channel for Malfagor, as well as a few EDH games with Malfagor featuring. Then we've got Vilis, Broker of Blood, or Varagoth, Bloodsky Sire, which is like a mono black demon tribal combo life loss equals draw cards style deck. We've got Siona, Captain of the Pylaeus, which is a Enchantress, green and white Selesnya Enchantress style deck, which can go infinite through the combo between herself and the Shielded by Faith. And then we've got Damia, Sage of Stone, which is just basically a interaction tribal with just some absolute haymakers in there. One of my favourite decks still to this day is Damia, Sage of Stone. There's a lot of cool cards in there. Maybe it'll be a nice time just to maybe just revisit some of the best or my favourite cards, because all my favourite cards are still in those decks. So maybe we just get those out now and just reminisce for a moment. The missus is out. I'm not sure. She'll probably be back in the next 5-10 minutes. We'll see. But let's just get some cards out and reminisce. I'm just going to mute my camera for a very, very quick moment because I've got my pants on. I haven't got any trousers on, basically. So bear with me for one moment. And we're going to reminisce. Reminisce with some of my favourite cards here on this random stream, and just throwing out one last hurrah to Magic the Gathering. Andrew, I don't have that Golgari Spider deck anymore. Ishkanar, the Graph Widow, I don't have that anymore. And that was one of my favourite decks as well. And there is a EDH game which features Ishkanar as well on the channel, which you can go and see if you're watching this now in the future. So let's start with... We're not going to go through the pre-cons because I don't really care too much about those. But let's reminisce. So first of all, we have the mono blue Slin Voda deck. So this is just basically mono blue Krakens, Leviathans, Octopuses, and Serpents. One of my favourite... I should have worn my glasses for this, for getting cards out, but I didn't realise I was going to do this. Very off the cuff. One of my favourite cards in this entire deck, I'll go for a few favourite cards in here, I'm just trying to find them, are this bad boy. I'm just going to get these out now. So that bad boy. This one is a classic, very, very reminiscent of the older days of Magic when me and my best mate Josh got into the game. So I'll speak about that one for a bit. And what else do I really, really like in this deck? I definitely know one of them. Where is it? This one. Yeah, that's the one. Cool. So some really, really cool cards in this deck. Obviously, you've got Slin Voda, which is the commander of this deck. It's obviously a 8/8. When he enters the battlefield, if he was kicked, return all creatures to their owner's hands apart from Krakens, Leviathans, Octopuses, and Serpents. So just a one-sided board wipe in this deck. Absolutely love it, because basically nobody else is running Krakens, Leviathans, Octopuses, and Serpents, let's be honest. So yeah, very, very cool one-sided board wipe, which allows me to swing in with the win with these massive haymakers. So one of my favourite cards, one that always crops up as like a... If I play this and my mate Josh is playing, it's just like, oh yeah, what a classic. This guy is awesome. And that's Stormtide Leviathan. An absolute classic from, this was a reprint, I think, in Commander... What is that? What set is that? I don't know. Commander Legends, maybe? But this was printed back in M12, 13, maybe? But yeah, 8/8 Island Walk. All lands are islands, so it's basically an unblockable. And then creatures without flying or island walk can't attack. Commander Legends, Andrew. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. I thought so. But it's been reprinted in quite a few things, I think. Stormtide, yes, it's one of my favourites. Me and Josh absolutely used to love playing with that and seeing that come out. Trench Gorger is just an absolute beat stick in this deck. So 6/6 trample, costs 8. But then when he enters, you can search your library for a number of lands, exile them, and then shuffle your library. And if you do, Trench Gorger's power and toughness comes equal to number of lands exiled this way. So normally, whenever I play this guy, I just rip out every single land I have. If I've got enough mana to play an 8-mana creature, I can just basically just go and get all of my lands out of my deck, and just he becomes like a 30/30 or 20/20 or 28, or at least a 25/25. 30/30 with this, ripping out all of your lands, and just coming in with trample damage. Just basically a must remove. And there's quite a bit of evasion in the deck as well. So if you can equip the Lightning Greaves or Swiftfoot Boots to that, then you're having a whale of a time. No pun intended. And then finally, one of my favourite cards in the deck, which I always wanted, or you could run as a commander in here, but yeah, still one of my favourite cards of all time, because there hasn't been another legendary octopus since. apart from the illusion octopus that was in Strixhaven. I can't remember what his name was now, Octavia or something. But yeah, it's not a proper one. This is the proper one. Lothros the Tidemaker, another 8 mana, 8/8. When it attacks, you may pay 8 mana. If you do, tap up to 8 target permanents. Those permanents don't untap. So, yeah, amazing card. Absolutely love it if you can sink the mana into it. But yeah, that just goes to show my sort of Magic style. Just absolute massive haymakers. Next deck is Brokos, Apex of Forever. So this is obviously the only printing of this. Obviously, this came in Ikoria, which was a great fun. And a couple of cards I really like in here. Let me just try and find them. I'm just looking through the cards and just thinking, wow, what do I love to see? What do I love to see when I go through this deck? What fills me with joy when I see it? So this is one of them. So that's one of them. But yeah, this deck is all about mutating onto things and just giving things like making a big massive creature yet again. So as you can see, my playstyle is big Timmy Haymaker style stuff. So yeah, that's one of the cards. Where's another one? I'm trying to find some of my favourite cards in here. This one, and that's pretty much it. There's loads of cards in there. I'm not going to go through them all. I'm just going to pick out the ones that stand out. Damn it, as now I want to see Ashaya Soul of the Wild out first, then the Tidemaker. All creatures are tropical islands. Yeah, that'd be great. It's a great way to get around the reserve list, right? Lovely old job. So first of all, my favourite card, probably one of my favourite cards, if not my favourite card of all time, showing up in the Mutate deck. And I don't know why I like this card so much. It's just sick. It just reminds me of just happy times, and that's Vorapede. A 5 mana, 5/4 Vigilance, Trample, Undying. And I would have loved to have played this in Modern or Standard. No, sorry, not Modern, Standard. That's it, Standard. Because I reckon it would have been a great beta back in, was it Ascension? Dark Ascension? But yeah, nice shiny one as well, still in the collection. Pretty much all of my cards are one-ofs nowadays, because all my Magic collection is gone, so I was good that I held on to a shiny one. But yeah, it's a nice mutate target, as you say, because Undying, if the Undying stack of creatures dies, they all come back, but they come back as separate targets. So it's just fantastic. You get all of your creatures back that had mutated onto this, just onto a big field instead. So yeah, absolutely love it. So that's Vorapede. Next we have another great mutate target, and I just love this card in general. I actually have a deck tech on this card on the channel. I don't know how good it is these days, but that's Thrun the Last Troll. Absolutely love this card. 4/4. 4/4 for 4, can't be countered. And he has Hexproof, an old version of Hexproof. Can't be target spells or abilities your opponent's control, and he can regenerate himself. So just a pesky little troll, really, that if you mutate your commander onto, you can get some serious value out of. So yeah, very good mutate target. Thrun the Last Troll. And then finally we have Hex Drinker. So I don't think this is a budget list, actually. I think it was a budget list. I think it was a $50 budget list eventually, originally, but then this card pushed it over the edge, because I don't think this has had a reprint for a long time. I don't think it ever had a reprint, to be honest. Modern Horizons card, isn't it? So yeah, Hex Drinker, just basically a level upper. Costs 1 green to get out, so if you can mutate onto this, you're loving life, really, because you can just have protection from everything if you level it up enough, which is awesome. Protection from instants basically means all removal spells go out the window, because not many people run non-instant removal anymore unless they have a reason to. So, then this is my favourite deck of all time. This is my favourite deck of all time, and that is Mono Black Demons. And this deck just fills me with joy every time I play it. I don't think there's any card in here that I'm not like, I don't like seeing that, if that makes sense. So let's take him out. So I'm going to take out a lot of the ones that fill me with joy, of course. So definitely this one. Definitely this one. Let's go with that one as well, because that's a special one. This one, yeah, we used to love that one. this one, of course, it's... Oh, yeah. Okay. It's all coming back to me, the actual love that I used to have. I'm not going to go through the combo pieces because they're not that's boring. I just want to go through the cards that fill me with joy when I see it. I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember you. You were good. That's part of the story as well, so I'll take that out. And then, very expensive card in here now is Archfiend of Despair. Never ever reprinted in Battle Bond. And can be very good in that new Grixis commander, the new Grixis Demon Commander, the one from the 40k decks. Yeah, we'll use that as well. Cause that was that's another win. That's the interesting win con. So we'll talk about that. So first of all, this deck can either be one of two commanders. It can be Varagoth, which I recently changed it to because it's cheaper and it can just go tutor for any card you want, basically. So yeah, it's quite cool. Why is it not auto-focusing? There we go. So for a black and 2, you can play this. It's a Demon Rogue with Death Touch. So Red Zone Rogue, you'd love this. And then you can, whenever it attacks, you can pay 1 black and 1 other and target player searches their library for a card and puts the card on top of it. So you can just go and search for your combo pieces. So yeah, it's a good commander. And you can also say to other people, I'm going to allow you to go and get your whatever card we need to deal with the crap that's on the table at the time. And an old win con that was part of the Demon Tribal situation was Liliana's Contract. I used to love this card because obviously it factors into the losing cards and losing life and drawing cards. But then if you control 4 or more demons with different names, you win the game. So it's a very, very interesting pre-con. So interesting win con. Then, I don't know why I love this card so much. I think it's mainly the art, but the Kothafed Soul Hoarder. Again, I had a... there is a game on the channel, a 1v1 game with me playing this as an EDH deck, and I just absolutely love it. The foil version's nice as well. This is the Magic Origins printing of the card, and this is the best. This is the best art. This one here. But yeah, 6/6 flyer for 6. Whenever a permanent owned by another player is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you draw a card and lose a life. So I don't know why I like that so much, but I think it's just the art, to be honest. Then we have my first ever EDH deck, and that's Demon Lord Bells Unlock. So again, all of these creatures can basically be used as the commander in this deck. But yeah, this was my first Demon Commander, Demon Lord Bells Unlock. 6/6 flying trample for 6, basically... exiles cards. When he enters, he exiles cards and puts every single 4 or more card into your hand, and you lose life for each one. And then yeah, it's just great. Sometimes you can just draw so many cards off of that, which is why it's quite good. And then another great card which I've held on to for a long time, which works in any tribal deck, is Urza's Incubator. So it's a 3-cost artifact that says when it enters, choose a creature type, and then creature spells of a chosen type cost 2 less. That does work for everybody, but yeah, it's fantastic. Opponent's creatures die, draw 2 cards. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, was that what, for Kothafed, you mean? Or for what, Kothafed's a nice demon for Teysa, is that what you're saying? Yeah. 2 interesting pieces now from a World Championship Kai Buddy deck, and that is the gold bordered pieces here, Grim Monolith and Ancient Tomb, both in this deck. So these are the gold bordered versions. They're a little bit beat up as well, a little bit flimsy as well. You can feel that they're still a little bit damp from being left in my nan's garage for so long until recently, where I found them. I was like, oh wow, these are sick. I have to get these. But yeah, yeah, these are part of the Kai Buddy 1999 Championship Tokyo deck. And yeah, just great pieces. Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith, yeah. What else you need in a mono-black Demon Tribal deck? Very, very rampy-pampy. And then, of course, Vilis, Broker of Blood, which is fully altered, as you can see there. And it still looks very, very good. This is probably my favourite card ever, to be honest. But yeah, it looks absolutely awesome. Look at that altar. But I don't really use it as the commander anymore because it's just too expensive to play. But when he's out, he just goes off. He absolutely pops off. I've got so many more decks to go through. Can I be asked to do that? Hello. Can I be asked to go through all the decks? Probably not. But there's definitely a few favourites there. I'll go through a couple more. Let's just go through Siona quickly. So Siona is obviously the Enchantress lady. That when she enters, you can reveal the top 7 cards, put an aura into your hand, and then whenever an aura becomes attached to a creature you control, you get a 1/1 soldier. So you're basically going high and wide with this deck because you're stacking your enchantments onto different creatures, and then you're getting more creatures for doing that. So it can either go wide or high with this deck, which is why I like it. It's not simply Voltron. Well, it's not simply Voltron. You can go either one of two ways. And my favourite cards in this, let me just try and find them. That's a classic, so we'll explain that one. What else do we have that fills me with joy when I see it in here? I think that I'm not sure if there are many joy fulfillers in this deck. It was mainly just because we were doing this budget league for Pass the Turn, and I was like, oh, what can I use? And I was just looking through my collection. I was like, oh, Siona, she looks cool. I'll use that. And then it just turned into an actual deck, which is quite good. Yeah, my eyesight's going now as well, so I'm probably not going to be able to do this for much longer without my glasses. And I think they're downstairs, and I can't be asked to go down there again before I close this off, because, let's be honest, it's probably not going to do anything for my actual channel that matters. But hey-ho. Yeah, there's not really many cards in here that really stand out on. I think, oh, that's really good. We'll do those two. We'll do those two. So first of all, an old classic, Eldrazi Conscription. Just a fucking stupid card, really, isn't it? 8 mana. Enchanted creature gets +10/+10. Trample, Annihilator 2. So yeah. Yeah, a lot of the cards in these Enchantress decks are stupid amounts of card advantage. That's correct, Andrew. Yeah, that's mainly what it is in these sorts of decks, and that's why I probably don't find them as interesting as the Timmy decks that I was just explaining. And then, of course, we have All That Glitters, which is just a fantastic enchantment. Shiny one as well. 1 white, 1 other. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. Absolutely ridiculous in a deck like this. So, yeah, mental. So yeah, not much really stands out for Siona, but the next deck, Damia Sage of Stone, there is a lot of cool cards in there that will give me joy when I see them. It's mainly an interaction tribal deck, very, very control-y, very policey, and can basically win in can win in multiple different ways, really. It's mainly a war of attrition. So Damia Sage of Stone, just a great card, very old card, very classic, Sultai Commander, costs 7 to play, 4/4 Death Touch, skip your draw step, but at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have fewer than 7 cards in hand, you draw up to 7. So it just incentivizes you to keep playing spells and keep getting value from your spells, and then you can just keep drawing 7 cards until you just outrace them in sheer attrition, basically. So cards that fill me with joy in this one. This is a very good one. What else fills me with joy when I see it? I'll know it when I see it, that's for sure. Oh, those two. I don't know why that one, but I'm going to show that one anyway. What else have we got? That one fills me with joy in a weird way. I don't know why, so I'm going to mention that one as well. That one fills me with joy. I've had a commander deck with that one as well. That one fills me with joy for some reason. I don't know why, but there we go. That's pretty much. That one fills me with joy again for some reason. That they all come into the same category as well, which you'll see in a minute. They all come into the same category. That's pretty much it for absolute joy fillers. So we're going to go with the category first of all, and these are all cards that fill me with joy because they're all Gorgons. They're all Gorgons. So you've got Visara the Dreadful. It's a 6 mana 5/5 flyer, can tap and destroy a creature. You've got Hythonia the Cruel, which... Oh no, wrong card. This one, sorry. It's all back to front. You got Hythonia the Cruel, which is a 6-drop 4/6 Death Touch, and then you can Monstrosity her to destroy all non-Gorgon creatures. So that's good. And then she obviously becomes a big threat after that as well. And then we got Sisters of Stone Death, which is just a ridiculous card. Costs 8 mana, 7/5. You can make something block it. You can then exile the thing blocking it, and then you can return that card to the battlefield under your control. So a very, very costly ability, but still just fills me with joy. And these basically are the Sisters of Stone Death. If you have all of these out, these are basically the Sisters of Stone Death. So nice little flavour win there for having all of these awesome Gorgons out at the same time. So yeah, a little semi-Gorgon tribal theme going on there. Another card that fills me with joy, going on the Gorgon theme again, sort of, is Gaze of Granite. So just destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost X or less. If you're casting this, you're probably casting it for a very, very high mana cost. So you're probably casting this for like 6, and then destroying everyone else's things apart from your sort of 7-drop Gorgons. Or you're probably casting this for 5 and killing everything else apart from your big Gorgon value engines, basically. So yeah, that's a cool card. Then we have Perilous Vault. Another great card. It's just funny. I've seen this go off loads of times before in our stupid EDH games. Pay 5, tap it, exile all non-land permanents. Just start over, basically. Exile everything. See you later. And then 2 awesome cards that I used to have in another Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, Serpent deck. The commander of that deck was this guy. One of my favourite cards of all time. Erigsmithy Slumbering Isle, a 12/12, which enters the battlefield as a land with 5 counters on it, and every time you cast a spell, you remove those counters, and as soon as you remove all those counters, he becomes a 12/12 Kraken. But obviously, internet cut out very briefly there, I'm not sure why. But yeah, very, very good. Very, very good card. Absolutely love it. Just having access to 6 mana on turn 4 is pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, that's that. And then finally we have Como the Cosmos Serpent. So this was the legendary serpent that I've been asking for so long, was finally released in Kaldheim. And yeah, what better way to do it than with a 6/6 for 7. Can't be countered. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get a 3/3, and then you can sack a serpent to tap target permanent or make him indestructible. So very, very good. The computer still, I've actually got it plugged in now to a signal booster. So it is a lot better now, and therefore that's why it's come straight back on. So yeah, it still does hate it a little bit, but hey ho, these things happen. I think it's also because I'm streaming in 60 FPS, whereas on the regular streams I don't stream in 60 FPS on Go Again Gaming at least. But yeah, they're my favourite decks. What are the other ones that I've got? The other ones aren't. Well, maybe they do. Maybe they do. Fill me with joy still. Yeah, okay. We're already going into this. So we'll go into probably the last deck that fills me with joy. The last deck which fills me with joy is Malphagor deck. So we're just going to quickly take out some cards that I absolutely love in this, and then we're just gonna call it a day because nobody cares. Nobody cares about this channel anymore. So we're just going to go through this quickly. I actually changed it actually to Malphagor's unsleeved at the moment, but that's just only because I was testing this guy, Raphael Fiendish Saver, which actually is quite new. I think fairly new. He's actually got an altar sleeve around him as well, as you can see. But I was trying to build like a Demon Devil Imp Tiefling tribal deck just for getting value out of the lifelink, basically. But cards that fill me with joy in this deck. Let me just have a look. Fills me with joy. This, I didn't realise I still owned that card. That's good. This one's always good. This is a similar theme really to the Villis decks, just demons and stuff. That fills me with joy because it's how much chaos it creates. Another Kothafed in this deck as well. Absolutely love it. What else? What else fills me with joy? That one, that's a classic. And that is pretty much, that fills me with joy, even though it's horrible. I think that's pretty much it for the cards in this deck. So first of all, the card, there's only 5 cards here, but which fill me with joy. The first one is this one, just pure chaos. Rakdos the Defiler, a 7/6 for 6, flying trample. When he attacks, you sacrifice half the non-demon permanents you control. Rounded up. What the fuck? And this art here and this sort of demon style, like a Balor from like Lord of the Rings, or like a Balrog from Lord of the Rings, or a Balor from Dungeons and Dragons, I should say. This sort of Minotaur-esque demon with wreathed in flame style, devil-looking thing is actually the inspiration for my new clothing brand, actually. These sort of types of demons. So my new clothing brand is called Chaos Incarnate. It's not actually off the ground yet, really. It's not actually off the ground yet, to be honest. I'm still looking for a bunch of models to promote the clothes before I actually do like launch for it properly. But yeah, that's that sort of demon or that demonic style there is like the main mascot for the brand. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. And then we got another Rakdos demon, Sire of Insanity. That's a fucking mad one. Look at that. 6 mana for a 6/4. At the beginning of each end step, each player discards their hand. Lovely old job. Great fun for everyone. Then we've got Master of Cruelties. I absolutely love this one. 1/4, sorry. 1/4 first strike death touch, so it kills anything it touches, including players. Costs 5. It can only attack on his own. And then when he attacks and isn't blocked, that player's life becomes 1. So yeah, not very nice. Andrew is saying he hates them both. Absolutely. Yeah, very disgusting cards. Next card is one of my favourites. Absolutely love this card from Oath of the Gatewatch, I think. And that is... no, not Oath of the Gatewatch. Gatecrash. Gatecrash. And that's Lord of the Void. A 7/7 for 7. 7/7 flyer for 7. When he deals damage to a player, exile top 7 cards of that player's library. You can put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield under your control. What a vile boy. Vile boy. Love Lord of the Void. Absolutely love Lord of the Void. And then finally, the last card that we're going to go into today is a fantastic card called It That Betrays. When me and my best mate Josh used to slam 1v1 games, this is one of the main reanimate targets that we used to put in our graveyard to reanimate on turn 1, and that just didn't really lead to positive play experiences. But a ridiculous card nonetheless. 11/11 Annihilator 2. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent, you put it into the battlefield under your control. So yeah, so pretty good. But yeah, it's cool to revisit. It's cool to revisit these cards every now and again. The decks are still there. The decks are still lying around. There's probably no point in shifting them or selling them or doing anything with them at this stage because they are all in decks. They are all still playable decks to a certain degree. And yeah, there's certain cards in there that are pet cards. They are cards that I look back and think, oh yeah, that's a cool card. I used to love playing that. It filled me with joy. And rightly so. At the end of the day, Magic made a lot of things happen in the TCG space, and had a great time with it. But nowadays, Flesh and Blood is where my heart is. My heart is with the community in Flesh and Blood. The company just cares about their players and their content creators and everybody that's sort of in it with them at this stage. It's still very early days for FAB, but they are going in an amazing direction. The World Championships is just about to happen in a few weeks. I'm going to be there as well, and yeah, it's going to be a really, really fun time. So again, if you're listening to this or watching this now or in the future, then go and check out Go Again Gaming, my main channel now that I'll be posting content on. This channel is very much dead in the water at this point, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say today. But again, if you're watching this now in the future, go check out Go Again Gaming. You'll see my face on there speaking about all things Flesh and Blood and our favourite Ranger as well over there as well. So that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Go Again Gaming hopefully.